Hello everyone, it's Graham from Lakeside and a very, very, very warm welcome to you. It is baking up here, it really is. I can only do about, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours up here at a time. It's not so much the heat, although it's like 30 at the moment, it's the humidity, it's just draining. But anyway, needless to say, because of the weather, and the heat, I haven't done an awful lot up here, but as you can see, I've now got all the track down. Now I've fed all the cables through for the points. I've put down dropper wires for the centre sections of the track, and dropper wires and feed wires in for the those points there. So everything is down. It's not glued or fixed at all yet. It's still quite loose, but I won't be fixing it permanently until I'm absolutely 100% sure that everything's working okay, which includes the operation of the points, just in case. At the moment, I've got everything ready to motorise the points. The only thing I'm missing is this, which is the little piano wire from the point motor, which goes up and through the hole in the point motor to operate it. These are cut to the correct length once the point motor is installed, and you can't really use them when you try and mount the motor, because it is such a small tolerance between the end and going through the point. You'll never find a bloody hole, to be honest. And normally they're sort of that long to allow you to feed it up through. So I'm waiting for these to come through. I went to my local model shop in the vain hope that they would have some piano wire there, but no, of course they didn't. So not to worry, I'll wait for those to come. It's too hot up here to do that anyway. But I've got on well. The track's all laid, and what I've been doing is testing it. Now what I've done, bring this through. What I've done, I've got a Mark III, which is a Hornby with the big coupling. I've got I never know the difference, a Mark II or Mark I coach, an old coach, with the smaller N type coupling in there to hook up to it. Plus I've got the worst possible wagons that I own for derailing. You've only got to look at these and they derail. I'm surprised I'm not derailing as I'm taking a video of it. The slightest thing and they'll come off the track. So all I need to do is add some weight, to be honest with you, and they'll be fine. But I've put those on because I wanted the worst case scenario in every case. So I've got two different types of couplings. I've got a Bachmann, I've got Hornby Bachmann, and the worst possible, in my case, wagons. So I've been running those up and down the track, and just to see if there's any issues, and there isn't. One thing I was worried about was any buffer lock when it goes over the points on the curve. You can tell the difference when the unballasted and unglued track, how quiet it is when it hits the ballast. Quite a different sound. So anyway, I don't know if I can do this holding the camera and do this, but this is just doing the straight run. Absolutely no issues at all. So if we change the points over, there, I will take the springs up, probably not 100% yet, before I put the motors in, but that was me. That was me rocking the boat, as they say. Let's try it again. So it appears to be running absolutely lovely. Not even these little efforts here are derailing, being pushed or pulled. And I'm not getting any buffer lock when these are being pushed here. Sorry, I keep taking the camera off the look at that, look. Absolutely rubbish, these wagons, they really are. Yeah, I'll keep looking at the train rather than what I'm seeing on the viewfinder. So, apologies for that. But anyway, you get the picture. No problems. So, the track is down. And if you look how simple that all looks now, which is what I was after. Nice and simple, and gives me a lot more platform area. And what I have done is that I've scraped back, move that there. I've scraped back now as far as I want all the old ballast and cut it right back up to the edge of the sleeper, so that I don't get any interference from ballast or anything when I make the platforms. So that's good. And talking about platforms, while I was at the model shop, I bought these, which are the Pico platform sides. Now, as you know, I'm going to be making my own platforms, either out of MDF or plasterboard, and I'm erring on the side of plasterboard at the moment, but I could change my mind. I want to do a couple of experiments with plasterboard and MDF before I make the final decision. But the reason I got these, so what I meant to say is what they are. It's the platform sides, and I think there's 5 in a pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a pack, and some ends as well. And the reason why I got them was that these are obviously the correct height. Now I know 18mm is the correct height for a platform, but what I'm going to do, well, the reason what I wanted to have them for was actually just to use one as a template, and the template will be for the height, checking that it's the right height, and also with the support pillars coming down, that's going to give me a datum to work on for when if I do my own platforms without these, then I can use that as a datum for putting down my own vertical pillars. That's the reason I've done that, and the end steps were really just so that I get the correct angle. It might well end up that I use these. These, I think those were about £2.50, and these were £5, I think. And this is from my model shop. I call it local. It's not local, it's about 30 minutes away, but that's the nearest one to me. Now our friends over at Liverpool, I'm sure, will do those for a lot cheaper, and if they do, then I will get them from there. I'm sorry, but I've got no loyalty to this shop. They're not very good in my eyes, and they're not that local, to be honest. But I've got to be a bit selfish if I can save a few quid, because if I go with these, obviously I shall need quite a few, and that will add up. So that's about as far as I've got at the moment. It's not huge news, I know, but at least you can see that I am cracking on with it. And I'm hoping that towards the end of the week, if these come, which they should do, if these come, then I can crack on and install the motors. I've only got 4 to put in, so all the wires are there, so it shouldn't take me that long. It's just there, as you know, putting motors underneath the baseboard, especially when I've got this here, it's not going to be the easiest of jobs. It's going to be easy, but it's going to be fiddly, that's all. Then hopefully by the end of the week I'll have all this up and running and working. I've also decided and made a humongous decision, which I never ever thought I'd make on Lakeside, but I will be installing some signals. Hoorah, I hear you cry. Yeah, I've made the decision. It really does warrant signals on this layout. All I'm going to do is have those automatic red and green stop go type signals, so that, and it's done with a sensor on the track. I think it's Train Tech who make them. So all I've got to do is position them, wire them up, and then I can forget them. I just want something on there to represent some signals. It probably won't be right in the right position, but at least there'll be a representation of some signals on the layout. I'm intending just to have, I don't know, 1 or 2 at that end by the platform, and again here as well, so that, you know, trains can go from the platform on green. That's the way I'm envisaging it anyway. Right, so that is that. Signals, platform bits, and the track, and that's about it. I will mention one thing, because I mention it in quite a few places, and that is after many years, 60 to be honest, I've decided to quit smoking. And that is for me a momentous occasion. I'm letting people know so that I do actually do it, because if I don't do it then I'm just going to look a prat. So I'm telling people that I am quitting smoking. I've quit many times, unsuccessfully obviously, but this time I want to make it work. And this time is going to be different, because I'm going to be using a medication which is in tablet form, and it's over here in the UK it's called Champix, and it's got a very good success rate. 85% of people who use it stop and don't go back on it. I've been to the doctors, because you can only get it on prescription. You can buy it, but it's a little bit iffy buying it just over the counter. I've had a few tests done and I'm okay to use it, and I have to do a start date of when I'm going to quit smoking, actually have my last cigarette if you like, and you take the medication a week to 10 days prior to the start date. So I've got 3 functions coming up, and again, speaking to I've got a support nurse, and she is absolutely fabulous. She's not the sort which looks at you as if you're a piece of rubbish on the end of her foot because you smoke. She's very sympathetic and very helpful and realistic too. And she said that if you've got those 3 events coming up where it's within a social group, which they all are, she said, I advise you not to quit now. Wait until after. So if you've been smoking for 60 years, then another month or so is not going to harm. So she was very good in that way. So what I'm going to do, the last event really is my scooter ride out in the end of August. And I've got a couple of other things before that. So I'm going to wait until the beginning of September, and that will be my quit date. So you're going to have to wish me a lot of luck on this, because it's going to be really tough. But I'm I'm mentally prepared for it. I'm raring to go. But like she said, the nurse, there's no point being silly about it. You've got to be realistic. Get these 3 functions out of the way, and then we'll be ready to go. So that's what I should be doing. So come 1st of September, or beginning of September actually, not the 1st, beginning of September, I would have quit. And about time too. So I know a lot of people who have obviously quit, doing their different methods. I think I've done them all. I've done vaping, I've done hypnotherapy, I've done patches, I've done all sorts of things to stop, and it hasn't been successful for me. But with this one, I'm for one thing, I actually want to stop this time, which I think is, well, again, the nurse said that that's a good sign. If you want to stop, then it's not because I have to stop, it's because I want to stop, which is a very, very important mental attitude to have. So I've tried all the other methods, and as I say, it's even just cold turkey, it just didn't work for me. But I've got high hopes for this Champix. There are some side effects which people can get. Not everybody gets them. You can get some side effects from it. So I'll just have to see on that. If it's too bad, then I'll have to think of something else. But my good friend Rob McCrane, he's going to be my stop smoking buddy. We've been talking it over now for a good couple of months now, perhaps a bit more. And so Rob, bless him, he's going to be my help button, and because he's gone through the same process, he knows what it's like, and so he can help me no end. Hopefully I won't have to call on him too much, but let's see on that. So there we go. No smoking from September, and in the meantime I will try and endeavour to get these points working by the end of the week, and if I do, then I'll get another video up. And also there may be another video coming up which won't interest the majority of you, but it will be of my scooter, which is mainly preparing now for the Brighton run at the end of August, one of those functions I was telling you about. I will be doing a last video of that before I go to Brighton. I'm sure 1% of you will be interested in that, the rest of you, what, really? No, not for me, sorry. That's not a problem. You know, if you see it come up and you're not interested, just don't click on it and watch it. It's as simple as that. I appreciate that talking about scooters is not everybody's cup of tea. But that will be coming up hopefully next week. So I think that's about it now. Right, okay. Love you and leave you. I hope you've all had a great weekend, and I will speak to you soon. So bye for now. Bye.